All right. All right. Okay. Let's get started here. Let's get to it. All right. Hope everybody had a good Memorial weekend. Shout out to all the soldiers and vets out there. Thank you for your service. We're going to be doing some drafting today. Hope everybody had a great weekend. We're winding down. This is the last day, obviously. Everybody's got work tomorrow. Figured I would do some live drafts. I'm always drafting, so I might as well at least show them off now. Big Chow Chow. I like these because I got 15 entrants max. If you play a lot of UnderDog, you know that the Mania, the Best Ball Mania, the big one, they allow 150 max per account. So you're looking at a dart throw. 15 gives you a little bit better odds, but we shall see. Need 3 more. 3 more, and we're in there. Three more, we're good to go. So we'll see. See how long this takes. We can get a little chatter in the chat here if we can. Wait for a few guys. Hopefully they'll pop in. 2 more, 1 more. There we go. Quick fire, quick fire. That's what I like to see. 1 more. Uno más, uno más. Waiting. Think we're starting. Think it filled here. Yep, draft starts. We're pick 3. Man, oh man, I'll tell you, I've gotten a lot of pick 3s this year so far, and I'm stuck because Jefferson and Chase usually go first, and I'm usually forced with like a McCaffrey pick, potentially. I mean, I'd like to get Kelsey, but you know, getting Kelsey 3rd overall is a little high for my opinion, but you know, you could do worse with your pick. But I'm gonna assume both wideouts are gonna go off the board, and I'll be forced taking McCaffrey here. Now you do have to start 3 wide receivers in UnderDog best balls, so it does kind of put you in a position where you want to take more wideouts than not. But you know, when everybody's going one way, sometimes it's better to zig or zag. I do like Austin Eckler, but 3 is a little high too. I mean, he could end as the number 1 overall, I got you know, Eckler's pretty solid. Guys had the 5th most catches of all players last year, but you only get a half a point PPR in this league, so just got to remember that. Now I'm on the clock. As suspected, Jamar and Jefferson, or Chase and Jefferson go. Can't believe Jefferson went before or after. We're going to go with McCaffrey here. More like a hero running back, I'd say. We go one big wide out and then just load up on the wide receivers. Yeah, this first round is probably going to be a majority of wideouts taken. And being on the 3rd is tough because you get one player and then you are waiting quite a long time to watch everybody come off the board. Bijan at 7. Man, oh man. You really got to have some faith in that guy to take him first overall at 7. You know, I think Atlanta's going to be an improved team this year. And Bijan could be and will be the centerpiece of that. But I don't know. Picking a rookie running back that high is very, very risky. You're either going to look really smart or really dumb. But they should funnel the offense through Bijan all summer, all winter. He catch passes out of the backfield. The guy's going to be a stud for sure. But will he be your 300, 350 point fantasy back? That's remained to be seen. Honestly, I would take Eckler over Bijan at this point. I'd probably even take Saquon and Jonathan Taylor over Bijan at this point. It's just very risky, in my opinion, to take that wide receiver or that running back 7. I'd even take Kelsey over Bijan at this point. But we'll see. We shall see. Moving quite along here. This is the Chow Chow draft. $50 best ball early. Late May 29th. Early. OTAs barely, or rookie minicamps barely underway. Garrett Wilson. Man, I don't know about Garrett Wilson being so high. I mean, CeeDee Lamb's the number 1. Garrett Wilson's the number 1. But I'm not sure the Jets are going to be this high-flying offense that everybody expects. I do think a heavy run game with good defense. A lot of weapons over there. Not too sure. We got your top 3 quarterbacks that are going to go within the next round or so. Sometimes I like a little variety, and I'll pick a Pat Mahomes or a Josh Allen or a Hurts, but I got some guys later that I'd rather pick up that I believe is going to be a better value. But see, now here's the issue with going running back first in the top 3 picks is now my number 1 wide receiver is going to be not somebody that is expected to be the number 1 wideout. Now, if you watch any of my videos, you guys know I am huge on Calvin Ridley, and I do think he will be a top 6 to 7 wide receiver, and that's who we're going to go with is Calvin Ridley. Guy's a stud. Last full season he had, the guy balled out. In a better offensive now, he'll be the feature wide receiver. I do like holding out for him, but I wasn't sure if he was going to come back. DeAndre Hopkins still up here in the top 3 or 4 rounds is a little surprising to me, especially not being on a team. Now he'd probably get picked up by the Chiefs or the Bills or somebody wicked good, but the guy is 30. You know, he's aging, but tough to bet against the GOAT. You know, it really is. A guy that good could make everybody totally regret not drafting him. I will not be drafting Debo either. I think Debo is more of a gadget guy now. Had a great year 2 years ago, but they featured him as a huge runner at that time. And, yeah. Derrick Henry, Lamar Jackson on the turn. Yeah, Henry could pay off too. I mean, at 212, I think that's a pretty good value. Lamar Jackson, I think, kind of went a little early. You know, after the top three, I'm not really looking at quarterback for quite some times. I mean, Justin Fields is interesting, but Lamar Jackson went before Patty and Josh. I didn't see that. Interesting. Interesting. We're going to go with. We're going to go wide out here. We're going to go with Drake London. A lot of upside. Guy had about a 29% target share last year. They do got Bijan, so that should open up the passing lanes a little bit more. Ritter, I believe, is a lot better than what people think. He hasn't had, you know, the sample size yet. You know, still early, but yeah, Patty and Josh go right after that. He's got Pollard and Cooper. This guy's got Tyreek, Olave, and Josh Allen. Yeah, I like to wait a little bit on quarterback. I will mix it up, like I said, but I like guys in this range: the Herbert, Trevor Lawrence, Deshaun Watson. Richardson's pretty interesting, but he's going quite high for my liking. Again, he could be this year's Jalen Hurts for sure, but I don't know. Got to be right scenario, right team for me to get Richardson that early. You know, look at, and then you could even get Desmond Ritter late as basically a free pick. Now, I don't think he'll be in the top one quarterback conversation, but he could be your bye week fill-in, or potentially even a low quarterback, you know, high quarterback too. You know, if we expect him to dump off all these passes to Bijan and have Drake London and have Kyle Pitts, they still got Tyler Algier as the backup running back there. He had 1,000 yards last year. They cut Mariota, so yeah, Ritter's set up to be the guy, and they're gonna give him every opportunity to do what he's got to do. It's just up to him to do it. So we're about 6 picks away. Jahmyr Gibbs still up there. That's interesting. I do like Jahmyr Gibbs. He should be the third down back. You know, he'll be on the field a lot. But Montgomery over there will steal the goal line carries and probably do the early rounds or early down work. I'm probably going to snag a Terry McLaurin here. I do like Pittman, but McLaurin has a lot of upside, and the guy's pretty consistent. You know, 1,000 yards, 70 catches, 5 tutties. Can't really complain with that as a third wide receiver. And remember, I already got McCaffrey, so I won't be going another big running back here for quite some time. I'll be looking more in the, you know, DeAndre Swift, Pacheco. A lot of high upside for the second running back. Now, you got Javonte. Man, I'll tell you, if Javonte could come back healthy, he'd be a good pick, but they got Samaje over there for a reason, and I do think they won't rush him back. I like Pittman. I'm higher on Pittman than most, but boy, if Anthony Richardson stinks it up, he is not going to be, you know, where you want to be for a third wideout. I could go George Kittle here, or even Hawkinson's not a bad. We're gonna switch it up. We're gonna go Hawkinson. Did I get him? I got him. Okay, we went Hawkinson. When he got traded to the Vikings last year, he had the second most targets behind Travis Kelce. Now, they did pick up Jordan Addison, so that may be, you know, in the way, but with Jefferson soaking up targets and Addison coming on, you still got KJ Osborne, but I think he'll do good enough to be in the top 3 or 4 conversation. Now it leaves me with Christian McCaffrey, Calvin Ridley, and Drake London. I mean, I just want massive upside for my wide receivers. You know, I'm not here to, especially in a tournament situation, I'm not really here to play for third place. I'm not here to play. I'm either going to be first or last. You know, that's really what I want to go for in these tournaments. So, yeah, I'm not going to go with a guy that potentially may not get me the numbers I need. I want them guys that will blow up if they do good. And right now it's still early, so a lot of hype isn't out on some of these guys. But Calvin Ridley and Drake London are #1 wideouts for their team. Man, I'm staring at 3 good quarterbacks right now, but I don't think I want to pass up on Michael Pittman. Brandon Ayuk could have a really good year again. He had a pretty solid year last year. Yeah, I think we're gonna go with Brandon Ayuk. Even though I do like Pittman, but again, they scare me over there with Richardson, who may run the ball scramble. They're gonna give it to Jonathan Taylor over there. So I'm happy with 3 guys. Now, if you see here, I do have 2 wide receivers on a Week 9 bye, and my McCaffrey's on a Week 9 bye. But that doesn't really scare me. I'll fill those in later. I mean, unless my whole team's on a Week 9 bye, which in that case, you know what? You lose Week 9 as long as you win all the other ones. I won't not draft a player for bye weeks. I just pick the best players at the best time if that's what it takes. I do notice, though, with these $50 Chow Chows is what they're called, these leagues, a lot of these guys are either on autopilot or they are just have a high queue where they're queuing many players. And I don't know if that's on purpose. I mean, I would assume it's on purpose, but I like to draft my players. I like to be able to pivot when I see a run on certain positions. So yeah. We're going to be looking at, what are we here? 5th round, yeah, back end of the 5th, going into the 6th. I'm 11 picks away. These quarterbacks are probably going to be gone. Definitely Justin Herbert. I mean, if he makes it, I'll take him, but I don't believe he'll be there. I do like Trevor Lawrence, and I'm telling you, Deshaun Watson, they're going to air it out this year. They got Elijah Moore over there. They drafted Cedric Wilson. They also have Donovan Peoples-Jones, who had a great year last year. I shouldn't say great, but he had a solid year. And Amari Cooper, who continues to get 1,000 yards and 80 catches every year. Oh, and Njoku, they're gonna air that ball out. They got rid of Kareem Hunt. They got Chubb. So yeah, Herbert's gone. That makes sense. I do like the Trevor Lawrence to Calvin Ridley hookup. I do like that. But we'll see what's on the board coming up here. Joe Mixon, I can't believe he's still there because they don't want to sign him or something. But, I mean, even if he did get let go and go somewhere, he's still going to be a feature back somewhere. Dameon Pierce scares me too much. That team could be dreadful. That team could be really bad. Yeah, Joe Mixon gone. That's a really good pickup. This guy's selling out on running backs. Eckler, Jacobs, Joe Mixon with Amon-Ra and Amari Cooper. I do think Amon-Ra's pretty good and should have a big year, but Cooper's kind of like your middle of the pack guy. I don't think he's going to get you 1,400 yards, 8 or 9 touchdowns, and 100 catches anymore. But that's just my opinion. Then you got the Pittsburgh guys. Which one of those guys are going to go off? I lean more towards Deontay Johnson, who had more targets last year than him. He did have a down year. Deontay Johnson not having any touchdowns is not going to happen again. I'll tell you that right now. They threw to him a lot. He is woefully, woefully under the expected touchdown mark. Trevor Lawrence sitting there. That is interesting. It's up on me. Dalvin Cook sitting there. But, man, that's interesting. Pacheco could be the guy. He had a great year last year, and he could go banana sandwich. But, again, it is about upside. Pacheco could be the way. DeAndre Swift could be the way. We're going to go with Pacheco. high upside. Guy's on one of the best teams, you know. Did a lot with what he had last year. Again, high upside. I'm not looking to be third place here. If I strike out, I strike out, you know. There's no crying in baseball, right? You take these shots and you go with it. I mean, Treylon Burks had a terrible year last year, but he's the only guy over there. And, you know, he's got asthma and he was out a lot last year, so there's some down on him, but who else are they really going to throw to? And, you know, you got Tannehill to start the year, so I do expect him to, you know, at least sling the rock a little bit. They're not going to give all the touches to Henry or Tajee Spears back there. So, yeah, I'm going to go with a wideout, I think, here. I mean, you got Kamara sitting there, which is strange because, you know, I think at minimum the guy gets 6 weeks. Could be a whole year. But, you know, to get a player like Kamara in the 7th round, 8th round is a lot of upside. But they do got Jamal Williams now. They're probably going to pass it more. Derek Carr's over there. So, well, it's yet to be seen how that team's going to look. Yeah, Deontay Johnson gone. That's a good pick. I kind of want to go Treylon Burks here with the crazy upside. Trevor Lawrence is still sitting there. Man, oh man. Trevor Lawrence should air it out more. Yeah, I'm gonna go safe with the hookup with Trevor Lawrence, but Deshaun, I'm telling you, is probably the biggest wild card out there this year. That guy, if he even goes anywhere like he was back in Houston, it's going to be a highly favorable payoff. John says Juju, huh? Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Juju over in New England, that's frightening. Mac Jones is average at best, in my opinion. And you do have Bailey Zappi nipping at his heels. I just don't think Juju's that head turner. You know, I think he had a lot of high volume in Pittsburgh to make him great and make his stats seem like he was better. But I think Juju's a number 3 wideout. You know, safe play. I think he's better in like a weekly tournament or a weekly league where you have to set your lineup. But so yeah, we got 2 San Fran boys, Ayuk and McCaffrey, and then we got the Trevor Lawrence and Calvin Ridley hookup. I'm okay with my team. I'll tell you, this is the first time I was being able to draft Hawkinson. He usually goes a little bit sooner in the leagues that I've drafted in, or maybe I just missed him. But like I said, variety is the fruit of life. So we'll toss him in there. You know, because at this point you're really banking your hat on an Ingram, a Njoku, who week to week could let you down, but they could have monster weeks too. You know, like I said, I do expect Deshaun to step it up. Not that he is known for throwing it to his tight ends, but Njoku does have the talent. And Evan Ingram, I don't know, surprisingly had 98 targets with 73 catches last year. Trevor Lawrence revived that dude's career. I think they even gave him some money in this offseason. So they definitely like to have him around. Zay Flowers over in Baltimore. This is going to be controversial, but I will be taking Odell Beckham, even though he's a 30-year-old wide receiver coming off an injury. But I like to follow the money. And you don't pay a guy, I think it was $18 million with only $3 million in incentives. So they're definitely going to go. Dude, Jimmy reincarnated. I'll tell you, I don't know if you heard about your boy, but Jimmy failed his physical. So if he doesn't pass his physical by training camp, they could cut him and not have to pay him any type of money. Deshaun's still sitting there. I'm not a 2 quarterback guy. I'm not. I've seen some teams try and do that, and you try and get the greatest guy every week, but I feel like that puts you at a positional disadvantage everywhere else. And lo and behold, there's my guy that I was just talking about. I think the highest upside right now would be a guy like Odell Beckham, and not the greatest stats the last 2 years, but he was injured, so I'll take a dice roll on him as my fourth. If he has 5 or 6 good weeks to really pull me into a position to win, I'll be happy with that. Jameson Williams, Jameson Williams goes 2 games after, and he's already taken a 6-week hit. You're missing him for 6 weeks. Now, yeah, when he comes back, he could be the man, and most likely he'll put up some good numbers. But you still got Amon-Ra over there. You got 2 good running backs that they're going to be dumping the ball off to. Their defense has improved. I'm up again here. Maybe go another wide out. A lot of rookies up here right now. A lot of rookies. I think I'm going to wait on a 5th wide out, and I'm going to pivot. And we're going to take a huge risk and snag a Alvin Kamara. Again, that could kill my team. Come to find out, in a month or two that this guy's not going to be playing, or he, is out for the year. But what if he settles, right? So that's part of the conversation. This guy could settle out of court, pay the guy he beat up a bunch of money. The only counter argument to that would be someone as like a, Roger Goodell saying, okay, well, you may have not been proven guilty, but you violated the conduct of the league, and we're going to hit you with a 6 to 10 game suspension. We all know the league does not like incidents that are on camera. Ray Rice would have been in the league the following year after he snuffleupagus his wife in the elevator, but the second that video surfaced to the public, because the NFL had that video, but until it became public, they didn't really care about it. But yeah, Alvin Kamara's on camera with his boys beating that dude up, got him pretty bad. So yeah, I don't think he'll play a full year. But as my number 3, I don't need him to play a full year. And Jamal Williams is over there, so maybe it wasn't the smartest picks. Samaje Perine's there. I mean, he could be the feature back, but he's never been the feature back. Never been a feature back. Doesn't mean he can't. Just mean it hasn't happened yet. Shot Penny's got a lot of upside. He's the broken dream. The guy has showed super promise, but every year gets injured. I'm even big. Where's the Brian Robinson already went? He might have. Yeah, Brian Robinson must have already went. Because once I see Antonio Gibson, there's no way you're drafting Antonio Gibson in front of Brian Robinson. Guy got shot in the legs, came back, and still did his thing 4 or 5 weeks later. You still got guys here. They got Jerick McKinnon, a great best ball running back. You don't have to start him. You don't have to play the weeks where you think he's going to do good. When he just pops off, and he slides into your offense or your lineup. 9 touchdowns getting passed on, that's, and having Pacheco and McKinnon, some might shy away from that, but that's not, something I would do. I would go both these guys, one or the other, to lock up that whole backfield. Damian Harris out in Buffalo, that scares me. The guy's had, I think it was like 15 touchdowns 2 years ago, kind of fell off last year, but Buffalo don't run the ball. He had 15 touchdowns. But they don't run the ball, man. And when they get close, it's either Allen, you got James Cook over there. Like, I don't know. I like Tank Bigsby. I think Tank Bigsby will have a significant role this year. I think he's a lot. I'm on the clock. I didn't even know that. Rookie mistake. See, that's why I put guys in your queue. So I put guys in your queue so they don't give you some random bum. So now I just locked up that KC offense or rushing attack. think I'm on the clock in a couple picks. Yeah, 3 picks away, so I'll be picking again. This thing's moving pretty fast. It's great. Get a backup tight end here soon. You got rookie tight ends, man. I'll tell you, I couldn't. You can't pay me to draft a rookie tight end outside of Kyle Pitts, man. And he had a good rookie year, but then fell off. But unless it's like one of my last picks, I'm not taking a rookie tight end. And if I was gonna take a rookie tight end, it'd be Michael Mayer. He's the only man in town over there. You know, Kincaid's good in a good offense, but you still got Dawson Knox over there. A lot of targets. I'm up again. I like Khalil Herbert. I like Bigsby. What do we got for wideouts? We're going to go DJ. Give me Thielen. Give me Thielen. Did I get him? No? What happened here? What's going on? I did get him. Okay. Yeah, so, you know, Thielen, old man faithful. Again, he's not going to get you 1,200 yards, but he'll get you your big weeks. Or your weeks to fill in, I should say. You know, three young bucks and then 2 old bucks. I'm happy with that. Trevor Lawrence as my starter. Russell Wilson, let it ride. Russ is still out there, you know. He could be another surprise guy for sure. You know, you got Sean Payton over now, ready to actually turn it up, let him loose. Tim Patrick's back, fully healthy. You know, you talk about Jerry Jeudy and Sutton. You know, one of them may get traded. You know, Tim Patrick could be the absolute beneficial of all that. Beneficiary. So we're 12 picks away. If you guys are liking these videos, these streams, please comment, give me a like. The more you do it, the more I'll start doing it. You know, I've definitely planned on having a bunch of content this summer. I'm really pumped up. I'm finally ready and able to, you know, just pump out these drafts, pump out these videos for you guys, and just have some fun this year, man. You know, I'll be drafting a lot of FFPC tournament or weeklies. They are tournaments, but they're weeklies also, where you have to start your own your lineup every week. So Jalen Hyatt, he's the boy from Tennessee. I do like Cedric Wilson over Hyatt. There's a lot going on in New York, and Danny Dimes. I think he wants to run, but Dable's probably going to want him to pass more. So you would think that offense would be solid. You got Darren Waller over there now. You know, you got a plethora of average wideouts that one of them are begging to be the number one. Donovan Peoples, I mean, he was solid last year at the end of the year. I think he'll be my next pick. Robert Woods, the guy that never dies. And it's crazy. He's over in Houston. The guy's got to be the first or second wideout on the depth chart. It's on me. We're going to go with Donovan Peoples. Elijah Moore's going to be the slot guy, but Cooper and Donovan Peoples-Jones will be the outside guys. Give me the big games. We're up again in 4 picks. This thing is moving. We're going to go right into another one after this, too. I think I'm going to do one of the Millionaire, the Best Ball Manias after this. Tim Patrick, like I said, if one of those wideouts get traded, that will leave, you know, one of the wideouts from last year with Tim Patrick and the rookie Marvin Mims. You know, he was on pace for a good year the year he got hurt and then was out all last year. Zeke still sitting on there. I think Zeke gets picked up by the Cowboys, honestly, man. As crazy as that sounds, that hasn't came out of my mind. I think we're just going to pick him up since he went out there, explored the market, and found out that it wasn't what he thought it was going to be. Yeah, we're going to go with Tim Patrick here. If Goldie's watching, I'll tell you, where's my boy? There he is. Old Paris. He could be the guy over for Danny Dimes, and I know you're not a fan, and he hasn't really produced much, but he didn't do terrible last year. You know, 92 targets, 63, only 600 yards, but the guy's a burner, and he could be the number one now over there. Absolutely. Jalen Hurts anytime TD week 1. Yeah, maybe, bro. We betting it now. Get some good odds. You think he's going to rush one in? I mean, probably. But they did pick up Rashad Penny. You know, you got a little bit better run game so they can at least push it in while they're in the red zone. You know, you can't have these guys run this ball over and over. I mean, look at Lamar. You know, Josh Allen's big and strong, and yeah, he does it, but eventually it's going to take one injury for him to get scaled back in. Look at Big Ben. He rushed and ran around for a while during his beginning of his career until he started getting banged up. $11 picks away. Now it's starting to really come down to the come down. You know, Derek Carr's still sitting there again. He's gonna be your average Amy. He's not gonna go nuts. And we don't need him to win us playoff games because we know he can't show up in big games, but he could be a pretty decent backup. Greg Dultritz I do like also as a backup tight end here. Not a rookie anymore. Came out pretty highly regarded last year in an offense that I believe is going to be a lot better. You know, under Sean Payton, let's ride Russ, because could turn the ship around and really start opening up that offense. Juwan Johnson, I've heard a lot of buzz about. You know, pretty mediocre year last year, you know, besides the 7 touchdowns. But, you know, I've seen crazier things happen. He's an okay dart throw late in drafts. I think I'll end up going with maybe one of these tight ends or a Zeke right now. What about the Miami running back room? You know, they re-signed Mostert, they re-signed Wilson, they draft what's his name over there? I can't even think of his name, but they draft a kid that's supposedly really gonna get into the mix. Like, you know, it's almost like the San Fran room, man. They'll just first of all, they came from San Fran, and they're gonna use a million different running backs. Alright, up in 2 picks. Dolter's gone. Okay. Well, what we got for tight ends? I mean, I do expect my guy to be starting every week. Higbee's kind of a safe play. We'll go with Zeke. I'll roll the dice on a backup tight end. You know, forget it. You know, if you get Zeke this late, what is it, round 14, he'll be a backup somewhere. But hopefully in Dallas for my fantasy team's sake. But yeah, he'll be a backup somewhere. I mean, give him the goal line work. Not going to get you 1,000 yards. Don't need him to. But you get 700-800 yards. That's a great year. 600 yards, 30 catches or so, 25 catches. You know, snag 7 TDs. I'll take that. I will take that. So we're on the clock soon here. You know, Derek Carr still sitting there. It's intriguing. But you got both the boys from San Fran, Trey Lance and Purdy, who's going to be the starter there. Trey Lance was the blushing bride a year ago. Everybody was drooling over, but now we don't know if Brock Purdy or him's going to play. You know, what would it look like if they came out and showed Sam Darnold as their week 1 quarterback? How gross would that be? And I do like Ritter, but we'll take Derek Carr here. I'll punt on the tight end again. There's really no one there to actually get any sort of big play action. Taysom Hill, 607 tutties last year rushing. That's wild for a tight end to have 9 receptions, but 600 yards passing. He goes anyways. So most of these teams, they all pretty much have a lot of the same strategies. Just grab as many wideouts as you can. Some go with the double quarterback. It's I'm not against it. I can't say that it won't work. I just say I don't like it. For what you're giving up, so in this case the guy got Herbert 1 and then Dak, a round or 2 later, I think the value you take away from your team by not getting a position player there, it costs a lot to have a back. When you have a backup quarterback in mind that has, a pretty high draft capital, if you're spending a lot of money on your backup quarterback, you're basically saying your first quarterback isn't going to be that great to start every week. You're telling yourself that I want two high upside quarterbacks for what? For what? If you just pick right, if you roll the dice and your quarterback ends up being the man, you're never starting your backup anyways. And I don't even want to hear the injury argument, because if you're drafting with injuries in your mind, then you've already pretty much lost, because to win a tournament, no one's going to win a tournament and have their number 1, quarterback get injured and win. It's not going to happen. That's not going to be the Cinderella story you hear about. Not in a tournament. In them lower leagues, or if those other places where you have the opportunity to do that, yeah, maybe, but I don't suggest spending a lot of high draft capital on your backup quarterback. But that's just me. Seven picks away. Draft starting to wind down. I believe it's 18 rounds. So only a couple picks left. Only a couple picks left. I think I'll potentially grab Ritter with one of my last picks. I think the value for him, he could even beat out Derek Carr on my bench, And I'm only taking a third quarterback because I think Desmond Ritter has a lot of upside and potentially could start a few weeks. But I think Trevor Lawrence is going to take another step up and be put into the top 10 conversation of quarterbacks. He's going to have to be really in the AFC because it's a murderous row of great quarterbacks over there. Old man Robert Woods. I mean, he might be worth a dart throw. Potentially. Excuse me, I said Cedric Wilson. I think that was old Bengals running back. I meant Cedric Tillman out of Cleveland. He was the other Tennessee wideout from college. Poor Russell Gage, man. I was so big on Russell Gage for when he came to Tampa playing with the GOAT. One of my dynasty leagues, I thought I had the secret code there by picking him, but didn't turn out that way. We're gonna draft their backup tight end here. I'm gonna go with Gesicki. He's more of a passing tight end. And they got Hunter Henry over there, but we'll go with the dice roll. Jake Ferguson, Jelani Woods, that guy's a monster. He could help out over in Indianapolis too. I believe he was a rookie last year. Didn't really produce as much as I thought he was going to do, but Jake Ferguson, you got the other rookie over there, Luke Schoonmaker in Dallas. You know, and they spend some capital on a tight end, Dallas, so one of them are going to do good. That's for sure. Unless you believe Mike McCarthy saying they're going to be a ground and pound team with great defense, then that's on you. We'll go with Cedric Tillman. I'm going to take the high upside. Maybe it's Deshaun Watson's favorite wideout. Yeah, we're almost done here. But yeah, these are definitely fun. You know, get your feet wet early in the season. You know, we got a long 3 months of just drafting all these over and over again, and it's interesting because you can go back and watch these. From now until season starts, you'll watch the progression of where people go and how people, you know, start to think differently when they hear the news or when you see something happen. Can you be the first one to start drafting and getting those guys before, you know, everybody else hears the news? It's interesting. My last pick, I'm going to take Desmond Ridder. Let's see. 4 picks left, and then, you know, if you ever played on UnderDog, they rank your team, how many points and where you're going to be. I firmly believe the higher they rank you, the worse your team's going to be. But that's just me. Excuse me. But yeah, so I would say with this one right here, we went pretty hero running back. Got Trevor Lawrence, McCaffrey, took some upside with Pacheco. Kamara's high upside if he plays. McKinnon's a good fill-in, and Zeke's going to land somewhere. Then the wideouts, man, that's where I really pretty sure I hung my team on. You know, with Ridley, Drake London, Brandon Ayuk, they're all number ones on their team. Regardless if you think Debo's going to be the man or not. He's good, but he ain't going to be the 300-point wide receiver he was 2 years ago when they were feeding him the ball, running it. Followed it up with Odell Beckham, some Thielen, a couple old guys to really round out the group. And then just all high upside dart throws. Give me Donovan Peoples, give me Tim Patrick, give me Cedric Tillman. You know, any of those guys could be standouts for their team. You know, will they? Who knows. But can they? Absolutely. And that's what you need to win one of these tournaments, is a guy that is drafted in the 10th, 11th, in those late rounds that ends up paying off as a second or third wide receiver. So we are completed, and I believe they will rank us here, or not. Maybe they won't. Maybe they won't. Yeah, maybe they don't. Maybe it's only on the mobile app. That's alright. We're going to go right into another one. We're going to do one of these best balls here. 25 bucks. Look at that. 15 million in prizes. 3 million to first. So, you know, first and second get a million. Or second gets a million. First gets 3 million. Third gets 300,000. So, again, you're not playing for 10th place, right? And I mean that kind of like tongue-in-cheek. Like, yeah, 10th place is 30,000. That would be amazing. But you can't draft safe in these tournaments. You have to draft with the thought process to have the highest scoring guys anytime, every week. And not only do you have to get to the playoffs, you have to have these guys go off in the playoffs. So not only do you need to have knowledge, you're going to have a little bit of luck. You know? These usually fill within a second, so these will go pretty fast. Yeah, they usually go pretty fast. It might be a little slow because it's the weekend. But again, you know, everything's a fickle thing to play this game. Every great team you think you have, one injury, one guy busts, your team not that great. Draft start, and where did we go? So we're fourth again, so that's kind of even a little bit worse, in my opinion, because now you're going to miss out on McCaffrey. Here I will think I'll grab Travis Kelce. Because, I mean, Tyreek Hill's a pretty good steal. I shouldn't say a steal, but he's a good value. The guy's going to lead his team, catches, yards, with or without Tua. But I believe Kelce gives you the biggest advantage positionally. Yep, Jefferson, Chase. I mean, it's the normal too. I think McCaffrey's going to go. And usually around fourth pick, people will take either Kupp or Hill. But I'm not like I said, I don't like spending that higher pick behind for Bijan. So Hill did go 3. McCaffrey slides to me at 4. That's very interesting. Very interesting, because I just planned on taking Kelce in my head. But how do you pass up McCaffrey, right? We're gonna stick with the plan. We're gonna stick with the plan. We're gonna go Kelce early. Pick 4 is again a little bit earlier than I'd like, but we'll round out those wideouts. We get a pick sooner than we did last one. Yep, McCaffrey gone. It's a good pick. I prefer honestly to pick in like the back quarter of the draft, you know, like at 8, 9, 10. The turn ain't terrible because you can pick up 2 good wide receivers. I just like where It's not so much about your first or second pick, it's what's available on the next turn, your third and fourth pick. Because when you're picking early, your next picks, your next come around picks, I don't really prefer what's there at that point. Cooper Kupp goes 6. Again, I don't think he's going to be the good return on value. You know, he had a great one big year. Not saying he won't, you know, produce or do good, but I do think Cooper Kupp will, he'll undersell. He'll underperform, I should say. Diggs is solid. I think Diggs should be going before Kupp, before, yeah, I would say at least before Kupp. And I would even argue you could probably put him before Chase. It's weird to me that Chase gets auto-drafted as the 1 or 2. I mean, yes, it's a great wideout, but there's just too many mouths to feed over there. As in, like, Jefferson is the only guy that does anything. You know, then you got Tyreek Hill, same thing. You got Waddle, but Tyreek is the alpha over there. You know, Coop could be argued about he's the number 1 with no one else, and that's why he did have an amazing year that year. Stafford did nothing but throw to him. But Diggs just puts in the work, man. Diggs puts in the numbers. Bijan goes. That's so risky to me. Eckler, great pick there late. That's why I like drafting in this range. You know, 11, 12, 10. Because now this guy's going to get an Eckler. And then when he comes back up in 2 picks, you get an Amon-Ra. You get a Jalen Waddle. You get, you know, I mean, you could sell and go double running back and pick a Saquon. Or Jonathan Taylor, you know, that's not a terrible position to be in. I might even go Pat and to pair with Travis Kelce on this one. I don't know if he'll be available when I'm up in 6 picks, but it'll be something to think about when he gets there. Yeah, but again, guys, if you're watching, I do appreciate it. It's Memorial Day weekend. We're having some fun. I would make this a little bit longer, and I might even come back on stream a little bit later and draft a few more. I got to do the bedtime stuff with the kiddos, you know, put them down. But yeah, if you guys enjoy this, please leave a like, comment. I see you guys comment in the chat. I appreciate all that. Give me a like, share. Again, I'm not here to say that I'm the best and listen to every word I ever say, but I do like to put the proof in the pudding and show you, you know, the scenarios you will go through with drafting. Now, if you're new to drafting, or if you don't draft as much as a guy like me or someone else you see on, you know, YouTube or wherever, I think, you know, the more you see, the more you can learn. And by watching these, you don't even have to pay for the experience or the knowledge. You could just see situational positions and where people go. Gee, I think did I miss? Josh Allen went already, huh? Yeah, Josh Allen just went. Saquon went. Garrett Wilson slipped to 2-4. I do like that, actually. Look at that dude. Told you went double running back. That's solid. Nick Chubb by himself now and Austin Eckler. You know, I firmly believe when people are selling out in one position, why would you want to grab the 10th best wideout potentially when you could easily get a top 2 of the top 5 running backs? So Pat's there. We're going to take him. We're going to sell out on KC. You know, I may even target Pacheco now and try and just sell out on that whole KC team. You know, you get Pacheco, maybe snag one of the wideouts later in the draft. But it's scary. I'll tell you what, it's definitely scary going into round 3 and not having a running back or a wide receiver. You know, it's risky, I should say. Definitely risky. I think in this position here, I'll try and snag. I would like to say I'll snag Ramadre. You know, because he's got the potential to put up a lot of work. 70 catches with 400. That's really good with 1,000 yards rushing. But you know, I've learned long enough the Bill Belichick theory of never using the same guy for so long. Even Breece Hall, You know, he hasn't practiced yet, but if he does come back healthy, I mean, that guy's a number one in a team that's going to run and has a solid defense. But you guys know where I'm going here. You know, Ramadre's good. Metcalf's solid. You know, Mark Andrews was still on the board, but, you know, even Mark Andrews' best year was, you know, last year when he had all them numbers. You know, that's going to be tough to repeat. That's what Kelsey does every year. You know, every year. So Metcalf, Ramadre, Brees, you know where I'm going. He's the number one. He will be a top. You guys seen it and heard it here first. He's good. He's a top 7 wideout this year. The guy could even fight, arguably, to be in the top 3. You know, and like I say, I will put my money where my mouth is and draft him until he's not a value no more. You know, he's a little bit older. I believe he's 28. You know, two seasons of not playing, but he's in the position to be the man. The man. So now, I got one of each, Pat, Kelsey, and Calvin. I'm up in 14 picks, so all this is going to be gone. All these guys are gone. I'm going to be left with, like, you know, again, if you tuned in earlier, Drake London. That'll be the next guy. You know, I'm way higher on Ritter. I think that team's going to be better than what people expect. They play in a pretty bad division, so they'll at least have to, you know, they'll have time to compete. But I do need to get a running back. But like I was saying in the previous drafts, is that there is a lot of value at running back still. You know, you could do worse as Kenneth Walker as your number one. You could do worse as Aaron Jones as your number one. A Joe Mixon. You know, even J.K. Dobbins I wouldn't want as my number one, but even as a number 2, that's a solid pickup. You know, Cook, Pacheco. These guys have number 1 potential. Rashad White. He's the only guy in town now. The only guy in town. Would I stress for him to be your number 1? Absolutely not. I don't think he's your number 1. But he could be. And if you go with a situational pick like this where you don't have one yet, why not roll the dice? And if he hits, now your team is set up to win. Justin Fields goes before Jamar Jackson. What a world we live in. All because this guy had 1,000 yards rushing last year. It's spooky, man. The guy's tiny, and you know that I would think they would want to run more. You brought DJ Moore in. You're not gonna, you know, neglect him or turn him away. So I don't know if I see another 1,000-yard year in that guy, at least rushing wise. Six picks away. Debo still up there. Mike Williams, Jerry Jeudy, Keenan Allen. Like, all them guys to me are just not the guy, man. Like, you know, Debo had one good year, but like all these other guys they're just another guy. Keenan Allen can't stay injured. They got Quentin Johnson, I believe. They're just guys. Yeah, so I'm going to go with Drake London here if he doesn't get picked before me. Like Mike Williams, I don't, you know. This guy went with the stack of Josh Allen and Stephon Diggs, and he got Ramadre. That's a good pick, but I don't see it, man. Keenan Allen, you know, like the guy's super injured all the time. Give me the young buck. Give me the guy that potentially could, you know, break out and have that superstar season. Like, we've seen these other guys do it, but they're past their prime. The Keenan Allens, the Mike Williams, they're just not there. That's like the potential possibly is there, yes, but I want upside. You know, give me the upside. And with Kelsey and Pat Mahomes, I have the positional advantage over 80% of the people right now in those. So now I need to find the little diamonds in the roughs in running back and wide receivers to make up for the studs that have been drafted in those other, you know. I think it's way easier to find a running back or wide receiver that can produce like a top 10 running back or wide receiver than it is to find a quarterback that's going to produce like Pat Mahomes, or to find a tight end in the late rounds that's going to produce like Travis Kelce. It's like, you're just not going to find them. You're not going to find them. It's not a thing. Hawkinson goes. I'll tell you, if McLaurin's still there, I don't know if I can take a running back here if McLaurin still stays there. I mean, I think McLaurin's really the end of the next tier. You know, you do have Godwin, you got Brandon Ayuk, Mike Evans. Yeah, McLaurin's going. That was smart. Yeah, it's a pretty solid team he's got there. Hurts, Jefferson, Devontae, Terry, Hawkinson. Yeah, that's a pretty good start. So now I have the option to go with the same 3 wide receivers I just took in the last draft. But I think I will at least pivot here and go with a Kenneth Walker or an Aaron Jones. And if this guy takes one of those, maybe even Joe Mixon. Of course, he takes Kenneth Walker because I was talking about him. But, yeah, Aaron Jones, solid, man. Solid as a number 1. And I get him in the 5th. I got a guy who scores 200 points a year. Now, again, he's not a McCaffrey, he's not an Eckler, potentially not a Bijan, Jonathan Taylor, but the guy that averages 200, that's what I need. That's what I need. Just something steady and consistent to get me through. I know it's a big drop, bro. I wanted Kenneth Walker, man. Sorry, I just seen your chat. I was kind of zoning out because nobody was in here. But yeah, I just grabbed Jones. I wanted Kenneth Walker. But yeah, dude, in these underdogs, I don't know how much or if you ever messed with them, but the underdogs, the wideouts go so fast. You have to start 3 wideouts. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 wideouts. 9 wideouts went in the first 13 picks. So, like, yeah, you kind of miss out on, the wideout party, but that leaves the value for running back late in round 4. You got a lot of thinking to do, because you do have to find those diamonds in the rough especially in a tournament. This isn't me versus 10 other guys. This is me versus, this is the best ball mania. So this is me versus, couple million people trying to all win it. Yeah, no, underdog's all right. It's basically you're not going there for your high money 10-man leagues. You're going there for your shot at, it's a lottery ticket, $25, $50 to win a shot at, $1 million, or in this case it's $3 million. So, I mean, you literally gotta have everything go right in every position. That's why I'm big on these two, man. Ridley and Drake London. I'm really hanging my hat on these guys just over producing. And then the Pat Mahomes, you've drafted with me. I usually really like to kick quarterback late. But, after I took Kelce 4th, I really like that positional advantage I get with Kelsey to pair him with Mahomes. Now, in those weeks, if I do make it to the playoffs, when this team does good, which they do good a lot, I will, be able to score 200 points or so. My face, oh, okay, my face is in front of my team. I see. Let me make it a little bit smaller here. Let me do that. Does that make it good? Does that look better? Less face, more team. That's probably smarter, right? I'm still getting new to this, man. It's first stream. I'm glad you showed out. But yeah, so this is the squad right here. I'm four picks away right now. And remember, you got to start 3 wideouts. You only have to start 2. I think there is a flex. I think it's 3 wideouts and a flex. But I mean, even still, like Rachaad White, do I think he's going to be this amazing powerhouse? No, but in the position to get every carry or 80% of the carries on your team, and even Pacheco. Why not sell out on a team that's going to be amazing? No, I know, man, I know. And look, you got the retro Bucks, man. I brought it back, bro, with the creamsicle. Yeah, I'm 1 pick away here, man. 1 pick away. Man, Treylon Burks, the asthma aside, he should be the guy over there. Deontay Johnson, Kenny Pickett should be, he should be way better than he was last year. And, Deontay Johnson had more targets, I think 14 to 2 games over Pickens. And he had 0 touchdowns. Tell me you think he's going to have 0 touchdowns again. Like, I just think that's a fluke year where he's going to, definitely bounce back and be the guy. But if I do miss out on this, am I up? Yeah, I'm actually on the short side. Am I on the short side or the long side? Alright, so I'm on the short side. So I am gonna go Deontay Johnson here. And I'm gonna pick up one of these running backs on the way back. A Rachaad White, a Pacheco, even James Conner. I know it sounds crazy. He's the least sexiest great player out there. And Arizona's going to suck, and that guy's going to miss game. Yeah, hat's fire, right? I'm telling you, man. I bought, yeah, no way. No way he has 0 touchdowns. Like, the statistical fluke that is, and to say George Pickens is even close, like, I don't know, man. I think Deontay Johnson at least puts 5 up. Kenny Pickett gets a little better. He's still the target monster over there. But yeah, you think over there, because if James Cook goes off, right? So we're assuming that Josh Allen doesn't run as much. We're assuming that Damian Harris doesn't steal goal line carries. And you got to remember, in this underdog, it's only half a point PPR. So as I do agree that James Cook could be the boy, he should be the boy. Dude, I think if Javonte Williams could come back, or if you could guarantee me that Alvin Kamara only gets 6 games, like, he's a steal right now. No, I agree. Damian Harris is just a plotter. But, why pick him up? It wasn't for his explosiveness. It's for it to get in the end zone. And, the rumors, what if they bring Dalvin over there? Alright, so I'm up. Kadarius Toney just went. Pacheco, even Rachaad White, man. I think I'll be able to watch this. I'll snag James Cook on the come around in 16 picks. I'm gonna sell out here. I'm gonna go with the best team in the football. We're gonna go with a high upside guy. Look at that, over 4 yards of carry there. Give me Pacheco, man. Right, I got all the Chiefs. Let's sell right out. right? Like, if we're going to sell out on a team, why wouldn't it be the Chiefs? No, I know, with the Kamara thing, man. Dude, and I was talking with my dad about it. I said, dude, best case scenario, Kamara just pays this man, settles out of court. You know, just settles out of court, gives him $2-3 million. But we know that Roger Goodell is going to come back and say, well, you still violated, you know, the NFL policy and the code of conduct, so here's 6 games, here's 8 games. And with history will show you, when there's a video attached to your crime, ooh, they don't like that, man. They don't like that. Yeah, 518 Chiefs, let's go, man. But no, I don't think the NFL lets Kamara off the hook with less than 6, man. I really don't. I really don't think so. I mean, if Kamara sticks around, but you know how it is, he's a name. He probably got, no, he's still there. I like B-Rob. Yo, my boy B-Rob, right? Got shot in the leg. Came back, had 800 yards. What did he come back? I think he missed like 5 games. You know, didn't really start churning until after 8 games. And we all know, me and you both know. Who's the other dude over there? Gibson. Antonio Gibson's not the guy. He only looked okay last year because he was the only dude in town until B-Rob came back. I do like Jacoby, you know. Jimmy G. Yo, did you hear Jimmy G didn't pass his physical? What type of shit is that? Jimmy G to Jacoby Myers, though. I mean, that could be a 100-catch season for this guy. 100 catches for 850 yards. I could see that all day. For, Oh, he's going anyways. Did he go? I think Deshaun Watson. I like this range of quarterbacks right here. The Trevor Lawrence, Deshaun Watson tier. You know, I think that's so much value in best ball leagues, man. Yeah, they do like Gibson. And Ron Rivera does like the 1-2 punch. He thinks it's who do you have? Jay Stu and Jonathan Stewart and D'Angelo Williams. Reminds him of the Carolina days, I guess. But yeah, Jimmy G doesn't get the physical. Like, dude, come on, man. It's almost like the WWF, man. Like, you really can't make it up sometimes. So we're up in 5. Rashad White's still sitting there. James Cook's still sitting there. Kamara's still sitting there. Could use some wide out help. I only have 3 right now. Got a Sutton. Odell Beckham. I'm telling you, follow that money. You don't pay a man $18 million with $3 million in incentives to sit on the bench. Now I know he's 30, coming off two knee injuries, which is never great, but if there's ever going to be a time he does it, this could be it. Yeah, Riverboat Ron, bro. You know, you only go back to what you're good at, man. You only repeat what you know. Yeah, since we're on the short end, I do like Donovan Peoples-Jones too, and Cedric Tillman. One of them guys are gonna show up in Deshaun's offense. I mean, and then like the Jameson Williams thing, like you're gonna take 6 weeks. You know, you're gonna ride a guy for 6 weeks and hope he comes back solid. Like I don't know, man. I don't see that happening. But I gotta go with my gut, man. I gotta go with what I think is right. Give me old man Odell, right, with his 2 bum knees. He's washed, bro. Nah, he might be, man. He might be, bro. You should have been here earlier in the chat. There's the last draft, like one of the last rounds. That Paris Campbell sitting there. I was like, boy, if Goldie was around, I would tell him that Paris Campbell's gonna be that dude this year with Jones. Am I up again? Am I up again? Almost. Two picks. Two picks here. This is where I think we'll roll the dice with a James Cook here. I'm with it. You know, because even if Kamara, best case scenario, gets his 6 games, he's still got Jamal Williams over there going to eat up some of those touchdowns. And then, Miami cracks me up too. I said this in the last draft. You know, you go and draft, I think they had what, like two picks this year or 3 picks. They had something like ridiculous. They go and get Devon a chain. Akane, whatever his name is. And then you sign Wilson. And then you sign Mozart. Like, I don't... It's like the San Francisco East over there. Nah, no trades. Once it's taken, it's taken. Yeah, dude. I mean, Campbell kind of showed some flash last year, man, with a broken Matty Ice and whoever else they had throwing to him. Yeah, nah. There's no once you draft here, it's best ball. It's draft and forget these type of ones. You don't. There's no in-season management. There's no start a bench, start a lineup. It's just best ball. Your best guys start every week. That's why I like to draft so many of them. You know, I'll have like my normal weekly. Dude, even if I get to like 7, 8, 9 weekly starting teams, like, dude, it starts to become too much. I don't know how these guys do 50 or 100 weekly starts. But I can do 50 to 100 best balls, man. You just draft them and forget. Draft them and collect the money at the end of the year. That's what I try and tell these guys, man. I try and tell these people on YouTube that won't watch my videos, wink wink, that if you just put out the numbers, if you just put out the variety, you know, and actually just do a little bit of homework, you can actually get some profit back, man. Like, you know, you don't have to. Of course, we're all chasing the $1 million ticket, but if you can just get in the top 1,000, top hundreds, you know, and just bank on a few thousand. A couple teams, you know, sniff anywhere close to the top 5,000, you're getting paid, man. And even then, with the, yeah, you just can't draft and forget all you can do is. Right. Well, that's the problem with me, man. You know, I'm trying to squeeze drafts in when you get home from work. You're fitting them in at night. You're laying in bed trying to do them. Like, it's where you can. And these don't take, even like these quick ones. This is like going quick. We're in the 10th round. It's going to take 30 minutes, you know, for him. I've been on stream now for an hour and a half. I've done two drafts. Like, it's, unless I'm doing 2 to 3, 4 at a time, which get pretty hectic, but I'll end the year with around 100. 120 best balls, man. Like, I'm a degenerate. You know that. So we're 7 picks away. Team's looking okay here. You know, a bunch of young wideouts besides the Odell Beckham pick. Again, that's one I'm going to ride or die on this year. The Ravens don't pay nobody money, man. And to pay them $15 million, unless, you know what? I may eat my words with this, but maybe Lamar was like, listen, if you're not going to pay me what I want, you need to give my good old friend Odell Beckham a boatload of money for no reason. Like, maybe that's the case. If that's the case, then I'm wrong, and my team will play out how it is. But Ravens don't give away no money, and I'm a big believer in you follow the money. You follow where people are getting paid. You know, same thing I said about Christian Kirk last year. Oh, he's a bum. Second one over in Arizona. Dude, you don't give a guy that type of money and not at least feature him. Like, you're gonna try and push that ball to him as much as possible. Now, whether or not he can do something, well, you know, that's yet to be seen. Dude, I feel bad for Michael Gallup, too. You know, that's one of my follow the money. But, you know, you look, the guy's been talking about his leg. And, oh, I'm hurt this year. And look at these. Sub 100 years back to back. I mean, I can't, my guy. And then they go out and get Brandon Cooks. I don't know, Gallup. I think you had one good playoff game, and you got Jerry to back the Brinks truck up. So it's on us, right? Jamal Williams wouldn't be terrible, but I think I'm gonna go with another wide out here. I think we're gonna go with a Jacoby. Sheed Rice wouldn't be terrible, but I don't know if I can sell out on everybody in Chiefs land. Sky Moore, I mean, I don't know. You know, Pat almost wanted to be like, you know, the LeBron of football and say, oh, I want this guy, I want that guy. Well, after you begged for, you know, Clyde Edwards, man, CEH, I don't know if I could trust you. You know, he got Sky Moore. I think he vouched for Sky Moore, too. Like, I don't know, man. Even with Juju going to New England, I don't think... There may not be 1,000-yard wide receiver on that team. You know, I think outside of Kelsey, you're going to get 500-600 through McKinnon. Pacheco's going to get a few hundred. And then you'll have 5 wideouts with 600 to 800 yards receiving. At least that's what I see. Wow, they took Kissy. That's the picks I like. That's the picks I like. They go Keandre Miller. Look at this guy's team. See, this is the type of team I like. You know, you get Jefferson, Smith, Terry McLaurin, and Dotson. You go big on tight end, and you just take all upside for your running backs. You know, you take a Madison who could be the starter. You take Elijah Mitchell who could be the starter if, you know, McCaffrey ever gets hurt. And then you go Keandre Miller. You know, dude, I've seen some buzz on that kid, and you know, the other dude over there isn't set in stone to be the number one guy, at least not all year. We're gonna go McKinnon here. I think, like I said, 518 Chiefs, right? I think we sell right out now. Now our running backs are solid. I got the both in the backfield. And then I got Aaron Jones and Cooks to make up the difference. And then we can just sell out on a backup tight end and a bunch of quantity over here at wide receiver. I do like Tank Bigsby, and I like Zeke. You know, Chase Brown's got pretty good opportunity if Mixon doesn't play. You know, Tajee Spears has got good opportunity just in case Derrick Henry ever goes down or, God forbid, he gets traded. No, I love Jacoby. Dude, I'm telling you, he's going to be 95 catch guy, probably won't break 1,000 yards, 6 tutties. That's okay. I'll take that as my 4th or 5th. You know, I mean, they got Hunter over there, which is basically the same guy, but Jacoby's a better version of Hunter. You know, I'm sure you got to respect Hunter, man. That's your Clemson boy over there. But if you're just tuning in, this is Chris, a.k.a. the Football Plug, man. This channel is going to be something kind of new. I break cards. I talk a lot of fantasy football. I'm going to be doing a lot of live drafts this year. I want you guys to tune in, really start watching and picking up. Please get into the chat when I'm live. Leave us some comments. Like, comment, share, subscribe. You know, all that mumbo jumbo. It really does help out a small channel like mine, just trying to grow. You know, just like I said, even if you don't agree with me, get in here, man. Argue with me. Let's talk about it. I'm not a sore loser. I'm not a guy that's gonna be my feelings hurt. Like I want you guys in here, and I want you to see these drafts. You know, maybe you were thinking about getting in one of these drafts, and you just, you know, you weren't sure about it. Well, here, come in here. I'll draft. You know, you can watch my draft. Ask how I'm feeling. Goldie says wide receiver next pick. Yeah. Let's see. I'm up in 9. Yeah, I would say so. I'm pretty sure I'm done with these with wideouts because you only have to start 2. And I think between these 4, I'll get 2, you know, every week. Wideouts. Dude, Donovan Peoples, man. I'm telling you, either him or Cedric are going to be opposite of Cooper. You know, maybe not Cedric right off the gate, but Donovan Peoples-Jones is definitely going to be someone that's going to outperform their rank, at least in my opinion. Tim Patrick. Dude, God forbid Judy or Sutton get traded and you got a Mims in the back. Dude, Tim Patrick gets thrust into the number 2 with upside roll. In a Sean Payton-led offense, you know, you got Let's Ride Russ going on over there, but excuse me, maybe he figures it out this year. You know, Romeo Dobbs, I mean, I don't know. Christian Watson may not be the answer over there. DJ Chark, he had a great season I believe it was 3 years ago. He's kind of held out to the pasture. But if you're Carolina and you draft a brand new rookie running back and you only have Adam Thielen and DJ Chark over there for him to throw to, you either hate your quarterback or you really believe that those 2 guys are going to, you know, put up enough numbers for them to succeed. You know, usually if I didn't have have Travis Kelce here, I'd maybe shoot for a Dalton Schultz or a Greg Dulcich for a backup tight end. But since I got the GOAT tight end, my last tight end pick will be like a Michael Mayer or Gesicki or even Trey McBride possibly, or one of the Dallas tight ends. Like I won't pick a tight end backup for quite some time. It's round 12. We got 5 more picks after this one. Collins. I mean, Jalen Hyatt, you know, out of Tennessee, man. I mean, I don't know if he's going to be the guy over there, especially when you got a stud like Paris Campbell. Oh, God, that's funny. Yeah. Yeah, let's roll the dice with the rookie, man. We'll go Hyatt. We're on the short end of the draft here, so we're gonna have a guy on backup here. I've been pumping in my videos, in this live draft, in this stream. I've been pumping Desmond Ritter. Desmond Ritter, get him with your last pick. I'm not saying he's gonna be a Patty Mahomes. I'm not saying he's a top 8 guy, but I will say he's not the 33rd best quarterback. They gave him a ton of weapons. Bijan's going to open it up. Pitts is going to be back on track this year. You got Drake London, who, again, had a 29% target share last year. Like, they're going to throw that man the ball. They didn't get anybody else to compete with him. It's going to be the Drake London and Bijan show over there. You know, and then these late round quarterbacks here, I don't understand why people would go 2 mid-round quarterbacks. You know, with the upside of a Stafford, a Pickett, Trey Lance, or Brock Purdy, Sam Howell, Desmond Ritter, like, why would you ever spend a mid-round pick on a backup quarterback, excuse me. I just couldn't do it. I won't do it. We still got Tim Patrick. Yeah, we're going Tim Patrick, man. Tim Patrick, and then I'm going to follow that up with Zeke later on. We'll get a backup tight end and probably shoot for Desmond Ritter again. Wow, you think it's going to be that short, huh? If that's the case, then Adam Thielen's going to be the guy. DJ Chark's more of the deep threat, I believe. Big bodied. I mean, he might play a little bit over the... Oh, no, I absolutely agree. I'm really big, at least fantasy purposes, Atlanta's going to be better. You know, they play in a terrible division, you know, so who are they really competing against? You know, the Saints are suspect this year. You got Tampa, wow. You know, Tampa and then Carolina, like, why wouldn't? Could you not see Atlanta win that division? Especially if Ritter takes a step forward? Yeah, I'm big on Ritter this year. And on a side note, I know this is a draft stream, but I even been buying into Ritter's rookie cards, man. You know, he's dumb cheap right now, outside of his, you know, crazy autos or 101s, but let him have a good year or two, see how he plays out. Yeah, I think I actually might be back on for a couple more. Once I go put the kids to bed, we'll come jump back on here. I'll get a little drink break here. Actually, I got the fridge packed. I don't even know why I didn't grab a drink first. Excuse me, boys. Excuse me. Gets thirsty talking to yourself for an hour and a half, man. It's tough. Excuse me. All right. So yeah, we got Zeke on the draft board here. He's gonna land. He's going back to the Cowboys. I've said this before. He's going back to Dallas. That's where his home is. He tried to go out, get cute, get a big paycheck. Wasn't happening. Did Tank Bigsby go? Really? Someone took Tank Bigsby on me, huh? Yep, sure enough did. I'm telling you right now, and this is my hot take of the year, May 29th, 7:30 p.m., Tank Bigsby could win that starting job from ETN. Potentially even have a better season. And ETN, if you looked at his stats last year, think 5 yards a carry, 1,000 yards, bunch of catches. Dude did very, very well. But not only is he an injury suspect, I don't think they're sold on him. You know what? You don't spend a third-round draft pick on a guy named Tank, first of all, to have him just sit around and not, get the role. Now, what's more likely? He probably plays 40% of what ETN does, makes ETN a less than number one like he should be, and then 2 years from now, Tank's the man. That's probably what really happens. But we don't make little small claims on this channel. We're going to go bold and say Tank Bigsby ends up being the Jacksonville workhorse by the end of the year. Dude, even Algier, right? 1,000-yard rusher last year on a bum team with Mariota. Not too much receiving work. But Bijan can't run everything. Like Bijan can't. Can he touch the ball 400 times? Could Bijan carry it 300, catch it 50? If that's the case, then Algier, he's a non-factor. But if not, Algier is still gonna be in the mix, man. Like that guy's still gonna, Zeke goes. That's funny. Tell you, anytime you talk about a guy you're gonna draft, they take him. I would say Curtis Samuel, but I think Jahad Dotson's going to be the number 2 now. There he is, Gold. There he is. 63 for 600. Couple tutties. Over in the ball. He's with the ball now. Oh, I totally see. I got sidetracked. I missed my pick. That's why I like the Q guys. I still got the guy that I wanted. I didn't get auto-drafted. Some bum. So yeah, we got 16, 17, 18. 3 more picks. I need a backup QB and tight end. Like I said, I'll take Desmond Ridder. I've never seen anybody draft Desmond Ridder here. I've yet to see somebody draft Desmond Ridder. Right, right. Yeah, backup tight end. I mean, Jawan Johnson. Okay, as soon as I say he's gone. Um, yeah. I think I go upside here, man. You know, you would think of Gasecki possibly, or maybe the rookie Mayer, or Taysom the running back tight end. Like, these stats crack me up. 13 targets for 9 catches with 2 TDs, and 600 yards rushing and 7 TDs. Like, that baffles me, man. But I'm gonna go. And I do like Trey McBride because the other guy's going to be hurt there pretty often. But Jake Ferguson could show off. We'll go with Trey McBride. There ain't going to be no one else to throw to over there. Leaves me with 2 more picks, right? Oh no, that was my 15, so I still got 3 more picks. 16, 17, 18. Snag Mayer, yeah, you think? Yeah, I got a good chunk of real estate in Mayer. You know, with Jimmy G, that guy's only gonna throw to the tight end. That's definitely true, man. I agree. I definitely agree. Yeah, he should be the guy. I do agree with that. You shipped Darren Waller out. You brought Mayer in. I heard their GM or someone talking that they weren't really targeting Mayer, but for him to drop to where he was a surprised, and that's why they grabbed him. But honestly, we could go with a third tight end, but I don't know. I don't expect Kelsey to not play too many games, and if Kelsey gets hurt, then that's my team anyway, so. We'll grab Mayer in the next one. Josh Downs potentially. The old rookie to rookie combo can't be undersold. Did I get? I wasn't able to get Donovan Peoples. Damn. I do like Donovan Peoples-Jones. We might snag a Tillman late here. Your boy Paris Campbell. A-Rob, dude, what about these old dudes, man? You got, Robert Woods and Allen Robinson. They just won't die. They just won't go away. You know, poor Russell Gage, man. Coming over from Atlanta, had so much promise, go to play with Brady. They signed Julio Jones, and then Brady retires. Now you're playing with Baker Mayfield, man. Like, what a kick in the chops. You know, another guy that won't die, Randall Cobb. Well, I mean, he's got to be like 37. You know, Randall Cobb is like the gift that keeps on, like, just staying there. They still got Antonio Brown in here. I should write a letter to UnderDog and tell them that Antonio Brown can't even start for his own team locally on the Albany Empire. He ran one route this past weekend on his own team. Just so we're clear. Yeah, right. I agree. Jimmy G does love his tight ends. But I trust me. I have my fair share of Mayer, and I do like to throw a little, a little variety in because I do tend to snag the same. Why? Again, I try and explain on this channel that like, there's a lot of value now, but I can't, for like my Drake London, Calvin Ridley, I probably have them on like 75% of my teams, at least on all my teams. I at least have one of them, but if by some means I'm wrong, which could be possible, and they don't pan out, I'd like to have some variety. But yeah, Michael Mayer is definitely one of my late round grabs. I thought the same thing. Jimmy G loves his tight end. Kid should get the opportunity. But, you know, outside of Pitts, you know, how many rookie tight ends really go and do something major? Robert Woods will play for another 5 years and we still won't know. Yeah, I know. Yeah, I know. The ghost of Robert Woods will be out there and we can't figure it out. Oh, I'm up. Give me Tillman. Give me Tillman. I'll take Tillman. There we go. Yeah, so 2 more picks. We're gonna get a backup quarterback here. We're gonna get Ritter. Because like I said, literally nobody takes Ritter. I drafted I think 15 or so of these this year, and not one person's take Ritter. But what I will say, in about a month or two, when training camps open up and they're passing to Bijan and Drake London's looking like a champ, Ritter will start to get snagged. You know, he'll definitely be, you know, not top 15 still, but he won't be going third. Like, he's one step above Mac Jones and Baker Mayfield, and he's below C.J. Stroud and Sam Howell. I know a lot of people are big on Sam Howell, or Sam Howell. I don't see it. And Jimmy G. No way right now, anybody in this channel, anybody that sees this video, no way Jimmy G ends with more fantasy points than Desmond Ritter. Put it on the board, write me, email me, do whatever you like. I'll bet whatever up to $1,000 what you want on that. No way Jimmy G lands with more fantasy points than Desmond Ritter. I would even go to say Ryan Tannehill will end with more points than Jimmy G. No way Jimmy G. I don't even know why the ADP is like that. Who makes these ADPs? I don't know if it goes off actually the average draft position or if they're just putting names up there, but no way that can be true. No way CJ Stroud over in Houston. You know, there's no way. The guy's tiny. Not happening. So one more pick. We'll grab Ritter now just in case. But yeah, we're winding down. Last pick. Again, for all the people that came and went and chatted, I appreciate you guys coming in. If you're watching this, you know, after, you know, the live stream, I appreciate you even checking in for a little bit. Come check back in August and see how these picks are. You know, that's what really this is more about. This is more really about a video documentation of my betting and gambling journey and I'm showing it with you guys. So come check me in 2-3 months, see how these picks look then. You know, see if you're getting these guys later or earlier, and see where I was right and where I was wrong. I do say a lot though that Calvin Ridley and Drake London will be going a lot earlier, especially Ridley, than pick 28. He'll creep into the second round. He's already at pretty much the second round, you know. ADP's 32, so what's that, 24? That's the back end of the second round. He'll be ADP 20-ish by the end of the summer. Mark my words. Same thing with Drake London. He's 47 right now. He'll start sneaking into the 30s or so. So he had 29% target share. Like that's what Mariota. Alright, down a little come down here. Last pick, 8 picks away. Josh Palmer wouldn't be bad if they didn't take that Quentin Johnson feller. Come on, boys. We had a fast draft. Now we're drawing out these last few picks. Come on. Come on. Alright, with the last pick, we're going to take, boy, oh boy. We're going to go Zach Evans here. Cam Akers could poop his pants again. Zach Evans could be that starter by week 5 or 6. If not, he's like our 6th running back or something. Yeah, 6th running back. So there it is, folks. Like I said, thank you everybody that came, joined, chatted, talked to me for a little bit. If you're seeing it, viewing it, skip through it, see what parts you like. Make sure you give me a thumbs up, give me a like, give me a share, subscribe. Does me a favor. Like I said, small channel really helps me grow. I appreciate everything. Got a little dark in here. I should have hit the lights on, but till the next one, I might be back on later. We'll do a couple more. So see you guys on the next one.